to any weather. Follow the light of the PEP, cause we could build a better place for every creed and every race. Together we could triumph over anything we face. So one by one, two by two, the PEP, we're here for you. Let by do, one people under one cause. So come on, let me fix it, we gon' fix it. Build a better TNT. Build it, we gon' fix it, because we vote in PEP.
Save TNT. Vote PEP.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live.
The Street 919 FM, the #1 election station.
Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago and the wider world. My vocal cords betraying the passion I have for this show this morning. I want to say, before I forget, special good morning to Kyle, Michelle, IWER. Kyle, you weighing in this morning? Let them hear your voice now. Let them know you're a real person now.
Good morning.
We get Kyle on air. Kyle, Michelle, and IWER, good morning to you all. Thank you all for all that you all do to make this show possible. Good morning to Satish Ramsaran, who does so much to make this show possible. Good morning to the PEP Comms team, the most powerful communications team out there. Although I think the UNC team, they're making some big inroads. So we're looking for our Olympics. Today I want to start something new. My telephone number is 682-2110. Do not use it to ring up my phone and give me any kind of slack talk. You could use it to send WhatsApps. Karen alive on air. So yeah. You could use it to send WhatsApps. But I'm telling you this, 682-2110. Today, I will take voice notes. You could send a voice note and we'll play it on the air. But I want to tell you, I didn't know how to come at the show this morning, right? Because everywhere I go, now I'm not a fella you could chain up. I out here a long time. And I know not every skin teeth is a smile. But I'm telling you, boy, the response outside there is it real. The love real. I want to tell you what the love is for. The love is for the people finally see. Somebody write on the Belmont thread. If all you give Philip Alexander the opportunity to serve y'all will see the nonsense them people was on for 54 years. And it's true. Because I walking through Belmont and I thinking how easy these problems are to fix for these people. I mean, okay, you're in government, you're thieving money, you and your family want to eat all. But oh God, it wouldn't cost you nothing to do something for the people. I mean, I'm not saying I'm justifying them thieving. I'm just saying, I'm trying to understand it. These are the people that put you there. Anyway, you can send voice notes to 682-2110. We're taking calls on 4665391 or 342-0081. If you come with any of them PNM trolls, stupidness, we cutting you off at the knees one time. We ain't wasting time this morning. Stuart Young on the platform last night, and we have the numbers. I want to tell you this, you could rent a crowd. You could force CPEP workers to come and stand up by the stage in red and wave flag. But you know how we know you're bussing, brother? When you're walking about in the same communities I walking about, people closing the door and pulling the curtain shut. Nobody want to see you. They don't want none of your promises. They don't want none of your time. They don't, you know that song? My name is No. You know? You should play that for Stuart. That's what people say, no. They don't want nothing from you. They don't want you, and the other one, scrubs. They don't want to know you. They don't want none of your time. They don't want to give you their number. Don't call me. Because they know you're lying. They know you're lying. I promise I comfort a fool. They know you're lying. All of a sudden, I tell you, Harry Back, Stuart Young, all of them sitting down watching all Philip videos. We're looking for ideas. All of a sudden, you know about pepper mash? All of a sudden, all they're putting out requests for proposal to make pepper mash. I tell you, Trinidad and Tobago, pepper mash is $2,500 a 55-gallon drum. 10 years now. that we have Maruga scorpion pepper, that we can be dominating the world market with pepper mash. All of a sudden they know. They will never do it. That's just lies. More lies. Look, they build an agro-processing center somewhere in the bush. They never use lies. More lies. And they build E-Tech. They was going to dominate the information technology. They never use it. Lies. More lies. It's just for their friends to build something. A building that cost 10 million, like Caranad's police station, couldn't cost more than 10 million. They pay $51 million to build that, boy. They use a police station to commit crime. These people have no interest in you having a proper job. You must be bottom of the rung. They want your control. They want their knee in your neck. They want cockroach stomping commissioners who don't know anything about going after white-collar crime. Who, when dedicated police officers go after people who committing white-collar crime, they redeploy them, put them on leave, take away the case. Listen now, there's plenty things we're going to expose, you know. We bring in the strongest, the biggest, the baddest, you know. We ain't bringing little people this time. But Stuart Young, in the public meeting in San Fernando West with the renter crowd, you know how much people watch the video? 2,000 people. I could get more viewers than that for a picture of my toe. And I have done it. I have literally put up a picture of my toe to show that I did a video the other day of nothing. I said this is a video of nothing to show you I'll get more views than Griffith. And it get 52,000 views. I have a following. People follow me because they know I don't lead them astray. I just have to tell Fuad Abubakar. I just tell Fuad. Fuad say, all you get inside there, don't do what these people do. And I say, Fuad, I could have sell out long time. If what I wanted was money and blue lights and people to blow smoke up my tailpipe. The team inside of here were researching the words that Philip Alexander could use on air, just to be clear. So we using alternatives. So tailpipe is an alternative. But you know what I'm talking about. If I wanted to work, you think Simon de Nobrega could debate me? You think Hans de Veens could debate me? Come on, not in Faris Al-Rawi, which is swallow a book a day. And I remember he used to walk around talking about ad hominem, ad hominem. I said, oh God, Faris, what happened? Your Latin phrase, toilet paper that you have hanging up in the bathroom, come with one word. You buy the budget roll. Learn another Latin phrase so people will think you're really intelligent. You stop talking ad hominem. We want to tell you, and I want to tell you this. Stuart Young, in his meeting, he hold up his phone. He said, they have a political leader. When I hear him, I only hear him, and I laugh. When I tell you, I laugh. You know why I laugh? Because, brother, my videos reaching inside your phone to disturb you. Everybody sharing my videos. We taking calls. We taking all your calls. If you call it PNM stupidness, we cutting you off. So don't waste your time and don't waste their money.
Hello.
Morning.
Morning, Philip. Morning. How are you doing?
Good. Talk your talk. You have a minute.
People have to be literally wicked to themselves to even think about voting PNM and getting Trinidad. And as I tell you, all they need to come up and see our signs on the area, neglect the people who are standing up on road. You need to take a drive and come up there and see the condition of the area upon that side. And what do you know the neglect upon that side?
Yeah, man. I send you know me number 682-2110. That is not my constituency, but I'll come in. Send me a message and remind me, okay?
Alright.
Take care. I think boss will come in and update on Martin Central. It's not mine, but I will go and raise the issues of the people because I am the people's champion. And that is what the people say. A man say they close off Belmont. All you have Chinatown down the road. This is Philly Town. Don't come in here. You know why? Because Stuart Young doesn't have the benefit of blackface to fool people. So he can't trade on that. He certainly ain't blacker than me. And he can't trade on that. So he had to trade on track record. And what he has done, and what he has done with his whole life, is lived as a child of entitlement. His daddy cover for him, pay his way, buy out his life. Stuart Young, nobody don't like you. Everybody telling you that when they see you. We don't like you. You're the wrong man for the work. Stuart Young is a failure. He talking about nenge. Brother, long after you fail this election, when you're home lying down in your bed, you will hear my voice in your head. Nenge. You and Rowley, only thing on your bright. Because some little deep pockets send all it to fool people of color. Slave trappers. All your day done. It's over. I listened to Fuad Abubakar show this morning. And I telling you, everything Fuad say, I agree. People suffering in this country. When Fuad say he looking at the faces of malnourished children in Trinidad, that hurt me. Take the call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. I'm Mr. Philip Alexander.
Speaking. How are you, sir?
Hey, Mr. Morales. Twice I went independent at my area Moruga table. I'm not Hindustan semi-dollar local government twice. And I want the options there now. You all have a candidate for Moruga table and in this area, yeah?
Yes, we do. And she announcing everybody after nomination day. Let me tell you something. She have all kind of surprises for the PNM. If you think the last two make them.
So she announced
I can't tell you. I can't tell you. It is in the bag, but it coming.
All right, but I mean, I watch all your videos, and by you're talking the truth, by this, I mean, when they take any money, according to the research just now, you could thief and still give you something. You're giving up.
But that's the point. Give them something.
You could thief and we ain't getting any crumbs there. We just see where the bread pan pass.
Exactly. You know, when I come down there last year, they come and fix that road. Hurry. I'm coming back. I'm coming back.
You know what? I tell Amanda the other day. And so if you carry out a girl at it, and 5 years, you come and look for she after 5 years. You feel like you find the girl? I'm going to do it right through the carry her day for the election. The people are here saying 5 years again.
Licks, boy.
Nah, right, chocolate, man. Yeah, but if you strategy, you can have money in place, you can read better. Later and blessed.
Stay strong. All you make sure, I'm telling all you take that Vex and put that Vex in your shoes on April 28th. Let them shoes walk you into that polling station. Put them Vex in your legs. Let your legs take you into that station. Put that Vex in your finger. Make sure you vote with that finger. Vex against the PNM about all the years of sufferation. No road, no water, bad school, bad public health. The people can't get, the bank eating the people money. Fees and more fees. Jamming and more jamming. Demerits. That is the most disgusting, lazy policing I've ever seen. You stop a man and you give him $21,000 in tickets, you might as well have pull out your gun and shoot the man in the head. That man, that car is that man's livelihood. Take the call. Hello, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Am I calling the station?
Yes, we're hearing you. Good morning.
All right. The reason why I'm calling is mainly because I'm a first-time caller.
Turn it up,
Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you now. We know it was inside here. We turn it up.
All right. I want to make a contribution concerning the reciprocal tariff and what we've been experiencing. What we are about to experience because of that is our local manufacturing sector are the ones who are going to be at the back burner because of this. They are the ones that are going to suffer as a result of this. When we are accustomed selling a certain amount of products and it's going into the USA, the price of these products are going to increase. And therefore, the US consumers are not going to purchase so much from us anymore. We have different sectors that are going to suffer as a result of this. So Trinidad is going to face major problems because of this.
Even more loss of foreign exchange. Even more.
Yes, that's one of the contributions I was going to make. Less forex as a result of that. We may have certain areas where it's going to be closed or people are going to be laid off as a result of that, but it's not good. It's a double negative for Trinidad, and especially where we purchase certain platforms out there, right, whether it's eBay, Amazon, or other sites, right, because most of the products comes in from China. They have gotten a much higher percentage tariff than us. And if their products from China comes in at those websites which we purchase from online, we are going to either pay more for it or not buy it at all. So the market itself is going to crumble. It's a domino effect, right? The PNM is not saying anything about it. In fact, the economists are not saying anything about it. And the media, as you know, and you have highlighted, right? The media is not going to put anything out there about it because the election is near, and if the citizens understand what is taking place, they would know that PNM has done nothing for this country and it's gotten even worse because of that. I'm not saying much about it, but I look forward to hearing your contributions on it because I know you are the person who is out there with the few members of the UNC who are educating the public on it. So that's my contribution.
Thank you very much for that.
Is wise enough to
We're gonna deal with it
question
right now. Thank you very much for that. And I wanna and I wanna tell Trinidad and Tobago what she said. What she said that we cannot. People messaging me and telling me be gentle with my voice. They want these vocal cords for the whole election. What she said, Trinidad need to understand that tariff is an accumulative cost. That means as the product land in America, the first cost raises the price by 10%, and every other charge on top of that increases the price. It will wipe them out. We have only been competing mostly on price. We don't have the best quality products going into America. We've been competing on price. Things like chubby and thing, they're not going to survive. The last remnants of foreign exchange the average person was getting gone. Jobs gone. The PNM has failed this nation. And we have to face that and fix that. Thank God for Kamala Prasad Bisesa and the United National Congress Coalition of Interest. Good morning.
Philip Edward Alexander.
Good morning.
Good morning to you. This is Professor Wall Street.
How are you going,
Philip,
sir?
you know, when you
don't
look
waste
at
a minute,
statistics, No, I ain't gonna waste a minute. When you look at the statistics of the performance of black people under Kamala Prasad Bisesa as opposed to the PNM is night and day. Under Mrs. Kamala Prasad Bisesa, she reduced the amount of black people living below the poverty line from 19.8% to 17.3%. Under the PNM in the last 10 years, they increased it from 17.3% to 26%, nearly over 50%. So you see, what the PNM have done is to suffer the base peacefully. Black people under the PNM are suffering peacefully. And I'm going to close with this.
Now, give me the extra minute. You have some information, put it out there.
Yeah, the current Prime Minister, Stuart Young, stood on our platform, and this is facts, and called black people pottongs and termites. And he has never apologized to the PNM, to the black PNM people. So what I've seen, Philip, is that the PNM knows how to suffer the base because predominantly black people support the PNM. Yet, I want one PNM caller, one, to give me one socioeconomic statistics in the last 10 years where black people are at the top of the socioeconomic ladder. Just one.
I don't even need the top. Just show me them present on the ladder, brother. I don't even need the top. Show me an industry where they are competing. They destroyed black wealth. They destroyed it.
And I'll close with this. The last black conglomerate, CL Financial, the PNM destroyed it. They dismantled it. And they give it to all the people who Prime Minister Rowley stated he want to make the rich richer so they could help the poor or create opportunities for the poor.
I want you to, before you go, I want you to research something else and call in with this, all right?
Yeah.
Because under Keith Rowley, the amount of black faces in the cabinet was 2. How much now that they reshuffle under Stuart Young and they fire Fitzgerald Hines? I want you to tell me right now, if you could research that for me, in this new cabinet, how many black faces are in the cabinet? Because the supporters of the PNM need to understand that not every skin teeth is a smile, and not everybody that look like you for you.
But all right, but let me give you a quick one. Think about this, right? Quickly, think about this. Colin Burt was demoted from Minister of Finance to Minister of Public Utilities. The first time Stuart Young left the country, who he appointed as the acting Prime Minister, he didn't get penny, right? He didn't get a black person to say, you know what, let me fool the people at least. He went back in the same way that Prime Minister Rowley was doing, and he appointed a man who get demoted. All the black PNM ministers should be ashamed of themselves. Should be ashamed to appoint a man get demoted, and they couldn't appoint one of them. But Philip, thank you so very kindly. continue the good work, and you have a splendiferous, marvelous, tremendous, fantastic, spectacular rest of the day. Bye-bye.
Good, I take all of that. I feel it fall on me like refreshing rain. When I was walking in Cascade, if you're seeing me on social media and you find her looking blacker than normal, the sun burned me. And for a minute, there was a sprinkle of rain that just fell and cooled the whole proceedings. That, your blessings to me just now, I take it like that rain. But look at it. The reason, and I want to applaud. I want to applaud black Trinbagonians standing up for themselves. They have, these people, the 1%. There they go. Remind me where I was going. Hello, good morning.
Oh, yes. Good morning, Philip Alexander.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. I am President Trinidad and Tobago Villager. Now, we had some conversation sometime and you tell me to call you.
Yeah, but you didn't call me?
Who tell you that? I on the WhatsApp had one. Yeah, I writing something on the WhatsApp. I believe you're supposed to get it because it's the same number.
But I want to tell you, and I apologize for this again. Hundreds of calls and WhatsApps a day, but I'm trying to keep on top of all. So if I missed yours, I'll get it. But make a contribution today now, because we're giving everybody a quick minute.
Yeah, well, I try my best here if I can get objected. Now, here, man, I have a black Trinidadian, not a black Kenyan. Coast and coast. I want to put it that way. And there are many of us like that. When we tend to say all black people is PNM, no, I think we're wrong. Because I have a mind of mine are very, very opposite to many things that are going on in Trinidad and Tobago. Now listen to me well. You are one of the light that says a lot of things that even plenty of us are not really educated. We understand plenty things that you say. Now, what is happening here in Trinidad and Tobago is African people in most of our cells come out from where we came from. We still not in wisdom of changing ourselves away from being rude, because in some respect we lost ourselves and only living under what was given to us, what we was domesticated under. Now, a brother like you, who you have some good hearing from the people. Now, the African people need to get organized, to be organized. We need that. Don't care how we might look at it. We know that plenty of us are ignorant. You know. It is time for we to organize we slaves, organize back we slaves, organize we so-called slaves, to go forward. Don't depend only on defeat that they go vote, but we have to organize back and catch ourselves, know ourselves, to able to go in a direction that it is showing you want to take. And if we can't go to that kind of philosophical measure of us, to bring that truth out of us, that reality out of us, talking about the voting and whoever votes, you can get scattered vote, because plenty of Africans, although they're not PNN, they're still not going to move into things that they're not pleased of. And I would like to talk to you and in the sense that I'm talking to Trinidad and Tobago anytime I talk. You know, so I don't want to be too long.
I want to add,
we have the big education, but our thoughts on some of the ground brothers like myself, who is just naturally black Trinidadian, we may have something to say, and if plenty people of the educated caliber keep on denying our words and denying our thoughts of ideas, then we would always go nowhere, because we need help. We don't need accusation, acquisition, or whatever we just call it. But we need help. Thank you.
I want to say to you again, please, before you go, please, when you hang up now, send me a WhatsApp now so I could add you to my broadcast list. So I tell my broadcast list where I am, where I go in, so you'll know where I am. And you could come and walk with me and talk with me. I want that conversation, okay?
Okay.
And I promise you this. My purpose in politics is for that you asked for. I promise you that. Have a good day, my friend.
All right.
I can't talk. I can't speak. The man say what needed to be said. He said we need help. And they do. They've been done poorly by. They've been misaligned. They've been miseducated. He's right. He's absolutely right. And everything in that cabinet is not for them. There you go. Hello, good morning.
Philip, good morning.
Good morning.
Now, let me say this, sir. You are a very, very learned person on the issues, right? You are. I must give you that. I wonder if you will agree with me that on both sides, in the red and the yellow jersey side, there is a lot of incompetence that exists. Because, I'm going to put words in your mouth, you know. The very party that you formed, it was as a result of you were seeing lackluster performance on both sides, and that is why you created a party. Let us understand that. Is that correct?
It had to be. Either that or I was wasting life and time.
Good. So you're agreeing that you created your party because you were absolutely frustrated with the way in which the country was being run from on both sides, red jersey and yellow jersey. I'm sitting here and I'm saying to myself, because you and Gary Griffith, you and Gigi, appear to be good friends, and then you all seem like you all can't carry out an objective that you all see needs to be fixed. Because he has been highly assertive when he was the COP. I mean the Commissioner of Police. Very much so. He did a whole lot more work than 10 unit commanders who were there for 33 years. Each one of them was entered the rank from constable all the way up. He did a whole lot more work than 10 of them put together. You know, had you and that fella come together, things might be very different today.
I want to say this to you, right? You willing to hear my side now?
I hear you.
Life is fluid. You and I make decisions every day based on two things. What we believed from yesterday and new things that happen today that affect what we believe from yesterday. You agree?
I agree with you. I hear you.
So,
I'm not going to disagree with that.
So I want to say to you, I have to be guided every single day of life by the information that is available to me in that day, and I have to let it sensibly affect the beliefs. Chris Rock said, if you enter any situation with your mind already made up, you're a fool. And I don't want to be a fool. I want to be somebody that comes to the conversation with the ability to accept that some things are different to what I believe. And I want to tell you this. There was a time I believed Gary Griffith had a contribution to make. The problem I have with Gary Griffith, and where he and I are different, is that I see the small people. I tell you, Fuad Abubakar break my heart this morning talking about malnourished Begonian children. That cut me. Because this country, too rich, too big, too strong, to everything to have malnourished children, and I'm not letting that go. That's going to be a whole part of my campaign now. But I want to tell you this. Gary Griffith want to be a 1%. Gary like to go down the islands. I don't go down the islands. Gary like to drive his big boat down the islands. He say he inherit from his father and raft up and link up. I don't do those things. I don't. Not because I don't want to, but because I believe there have too many people suffering in this country for anybody that have a voice or an ability to be living like life good. Because life not good. too many people suffering. Wall Street call and say they increased the amount of people living under the poverty line by 50%. Under the poverty line is barely able to eat for the day. That is a dangerous indictment on this country. So I want to say to you, the only thing that I saw that I could hitch my wagon to, that I could put my voice to, was the United National Congress, because the PNM was doing the people wrong. And then I started to hear Kamala Prasad talking the same things I talking. I want to tell you this. Like me, I know she is impacted by everything that's going on around her today. And she allows it to affect her. I believe in her. She has my support. This is where I am. I think the rescue for the country is this coalition of interest. Did you listen to Felicia from the PSA talking to Angry Grande?
I did not listen to her. But
do me a favor. Do me a huge favor.
Hold a second. Hold on.
You go. Yeah, go ahead.
I've been listening to you, and you took the conversation exactly where I want to take it with you now. I have seen some disparaging statements that you made about the yellow jersey leader, the lady, right? And I'm wondering, are those statements that is in the public right now that depict you making some disparaging statements that represent that the leader of the yellow jersey is not suitable for the office? I want to ask you, is that in AI or that is not in AI? Is that artificial intelligence at work, or is that you saying what you said? Yes or no?
What you see, this is not an inquisition. You don't get to talk to me like that on my show.
All right,
we're chatting, right?
All right.
And again, you're hearing.
I'm going to ask you a question.
Again, you're space. Just now, wait, calm down. You just asked me a question. I want to answer you this. I am the strongest political voice in politics. And there was a time when I was at war with the UNC, the PNM, and all comers. Now, I am in coalition. I have surrendered my peace to Kamala Prasad Visesa. I have bent my knee. I have given her my sword for reasons that I get to decide, not you. My today is different to my yesterday, because I have to let the facts that exist today impact my beliefs from yesterday. I didn't want to walk into the election a fool, because only a fool will try to be a third party in this, the mother of all elections. If the average person not seeing what the other callers calling to say about what this slave trapping blackface, it ain't a blackface anymore, PNM, have in store for the 485,000 people of African descent in this country, because they can't fool Indian people. Indian people not under the belt of the PNM. They have their own. They've established themselves in society. The caller that just call and say you need help, they do. Indian people got help when they were abandoned as a recalcitrant minority. They got help. I just want to tell you something. When you're at war, you fight war. You don't have to walk around. You and your wife have had arguments. And I'm sure when you make up, she said, but I will kiss you now. But don't forget you say so and so. Forgiveness is perfect and permanent. I have already, Kamala Prasad Visesa and I are in partnership for Trinidad and Tobago. And if you don't agree with it, you're entitled to not agree with it. But don't use my past to beat my present. I'm not going to tolerate that.
Okay, I'm not going to.
But you're trying to.
Decide.
But you're trying to. Listen,
I'm asking you a simple question.
I know just the tip. No, let him talk.
Hold on.
No,
hold on.
I know just the tip politics, brother. I know.
But I listen.
I know you listen. You have to listen. I pay for this microphone. You have to listen. This is my show. You were entitled to a minute. But you want 5 minutes now. I am giving you your hearing.
I want to ask you one. This is one question.
Ask me one little question. Ask me a question.
If the statements that you made, and I understand what you are saying about when you're in war, your enemy of your enemy is your best friend too. I understand all these strategies.
None of that is what I just said. You are not getting to put words in my mouth. I haven't cut you off. I'm letting you talk.
Well,
don't play me. No, but I can't let you put misinformation in the public space on my show. I can't let you put understand this. I can't let you put misinformation.
If you keep talking, the time is winding down. 60 seconds and we're done.
Now, because you know what? You're trying to play misinformation, so I gotta cut you off. And I'll tell Trinidad and Tobago why. In court, they had to write a rule that you could no longer, as an attorney, you cannot ask somebody, have you stopped beating your wife? Because there's no correct answer to that. Have you stopped beating your wife? If you say yes, that means you used to beat your wife. And if you say no, that means you're still beating your wife. So there's a way to phrase a question in English language. And if this was me and this gentleman having a conversation between us, I'd let him talk it up. But for the uninitiated, you see, the wealthy 1% contract mafia lodge boy construct that is the coalition of the PNM, they frayed my voice. His purpose for 5 minutes this morning was to try and weasel his way into a conversation with me where he could somehow try to justify damaging my decision to stand with Kamla Persad-Bissessar. I'm going to tell you something. I have never in all of my life seen in this country a political leader as brave and as strong as Kamla Persad-Bissessar. If that contradicts anything that I've said in the past, I know her better now. My today is influenced by that information. But more importantly, Kamla Persad-Bissessar stood up on the platform and called out the banking sector. Kamla Persad-Bissessar has called out those who would enslave the people through the World Economic Forum, World Health Organization, and others. Kamla Persad-Bissessar has promised a government based on putting money back in your pocket. And I want to tell you this. If everybody in this country this morning woke up with hope and opportunity, if all them little gang members this morning had a life, daddy home, mommy not panicked, she working 3 jobs, the bailiff outside looking to take the house, the landlord are trying to put them out, then ducking 3 Chinese shop to eat. If they had a normal life, like the children of Westmoreland and Regent's Park and Goodwood Gardens and Victoria Gardens and Glencoe, and if they had the life of Valsane and Gulfview, if they had a life where the problems, you see, I remember T.D. Jakes said, if a check could solve your problems, you do not have problems. To the people of the communities of the PNM, a check could solve their problems. We cannot accept malnourished children in Trinidad. We have to be insane. When people reach to an age, they have a saying, children who are left out of the village will burn it down to feel its warmth. If you're listening to me and you're hearing my voice, research Maslow's hierarchy of needs. All of us, from Sabga to the lowest vagrant in town, have the same needs. We live this life wanting to be loved. We live this life wanting good, positive human contact. We live this life want to feel actualized, like we are accomplishing, like we could dream a better life and have that life. I, as a politician, could have let down my Jaji bundle in the PNM since Keith Rowley offered me Diego Martin Central when they were firing Amory Brown the first time. I was supposed to take that walk. My father tell me no. My father tell me PNM is not for what you stand for. You will not last. It's true. And I've come to see the wisdom in my father's voice. The PNM is for rich people to get richer. And in Trinidad, for rich people to get richer, poor people have to get poorer. And the poverty in this country is fueling crime. And then they go in looking for jack. Did I have a word I could use there? They go in looking for mangy donkeys to pretend that they know about national security. I see Sabga Media published that Gary Griffith say that Kamla thief his policies. Gary lie. I was there. I was there when Gary Griffith was researching Manning's policies. Every policy that Gary Griffith taken credit for was Manning policy, except for one. When he said that separating that putting the army to work and separate national security. That was my policy. That's how I met that clown in office. That's what we were talking about. Putting a homeland security, defending the borders. I am the politician that has talked secure the borders forever. Forever. I am the one who said that the drug trade is fueling all of the gun crime in Trinidad and Tobago. Your PNM leaders tell you there are 38,000 guns in the country and doing nothing to stop it, nothing to remove it. Blaming police, underfunding police. They have police in this country walking around with bulletproof vests that expired. They have police walking around with pepper spray. If they pull it out, they can't spray. Paul Daniel Nahus did an audit. He's an NTA member, but not for much longer. I know he can't stomach what he's seeing going on there. And he could vex with me. Paul is my friend. Paul grew up practically in my house with my son. I love that boy as a son. And I want to tell you, he is a national security expert. And he had to go and check and see. They have misaligned guns, misaligned cartridges, wrong stocks. And the police putting up with that. And this nasty man talk about police closing the door and turning off the lights to hide from bandit. It's hard to be a police. I talking this for years. Police underpaid. Big man watching their wife and children and going home with $7,000. What you gonna do with that? What you doing with that? Let's be real. And Kid Rowley give himself a further 47%. So he alone, Sharon Rowley alone must like herself. That's the problem in Trinidad. The whole defense force bitter. They're bitter because it is made up of people who have needs. They take your word that if you create your life in a career that serves us, we'll take care of you. How you taking care of them? If a police officer gets sick on job, he had to go and find his own medical. He had to go and sell barbecue. You know they have police selling barbecue and curricue to pay for heart condition in this country. That is insane. We're talking about people. They have security guards working in this country for minimum wage. And when they get their minimum wage pay packet, the company deduct the boots. That's insane. You have people working 2 and 3 8-hour shifts a day just to keep. I will never forget that woman security guard Mother's Day who was going to work and 8 pit bull attacked the woman, kill her. But she was a mother and she was a security guard and she was leaving her children on Mother's Day to go and secure somebody's warehouse. How could that be her only choice? I want to tell you, I listen to Stuart Young talking about UNC going and devalue. Stuart Young is a clown. Stuart Young is a fool. He was a fool in school. He was a fool in life. His father paid for him to have a life, open doors. He's a joke lawyer. Like Faris is a joke lawyer. These fellas are jokers, children of entitlement. Mommy and daddy pay for your life. They have no understanding of what you live. When Stuart hand out that $20 by the mosque, to him, that's $20 out his pocket. He don't know what that $20 meant to the hand that received it. And because of that, his gift was unwholesome. You need to know. You need to have felt it. And I realized the journey that I have walked in life that has let me know homelessness and hunger, that has let me know sufferation and anxiety. I know the panic of not being able to make the bills. I know it. When I look at people, when they talk to me, they're not talking a strange language to me. They're talking to somebody who knows and understands their plight. The people call me their people's champion for a reason. They know that I will get in government and stand up for them inside the government. They know that. It reached to that. The people, everybody in Port of Spain, North, St. Anne's, West, say one thing about that joker, that mimic man, that interloper, that usurper. He's a usurper. He and his father conspire for him to become prime minister by alternative means other than an election. Because he can't win. Can't win. But you don't like him. That'll rent a crowd. But social media ain't taking him on. You can't rent a social media crowd. They don't like him. It's not his fault. He grew up like that. I mean, they have treatment for it. They should send him to some kind of psychiatrist to see if they could fix him. But the point is, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, especially the supporters of the PNM, need a leader that understands what it is like to be poor and black in Trinidad and Tobago. Yeah, there you go. And Stuart Young will never know. In fact, there are some who will argue his very existence is the reason. People like him is the reason that we have the amount of poverty that we have in this country. The banksters that Time magazine called predators in paradise. That's what Stuart Young's father represents. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Alexander. Well, this is an ardent listener to your program. I just follow you on Facebook. One miss that is get from Heavy. I listened to you this morning. I like your topic. I listened to that conversation just now with you and Mr. Kingsley. I understand how you're going, I understand how you move. But I want to ask a question that has been concerning me. Now, based on the performance of this present administration yonder, is there any way the citizens of this country could get redressed? Now, here was saying, right, during the pandemic, a lot of people was co-hosts in taking this vaccine, which I just call a poison. Okay? And then mismanagement of public funds is a very serious thing in the public domain. I believe the whole public is aware of that. Tell me something. How could the citizens go about getting some kind of redress from this present administration? You know, you tell me.
Thank you. You listen off air?
Yeah, I will.
Stuart Young knows, because everybody knows, if there is a ministry that Kamala needs to put me in urgently, is a ministry of government efficiency. What Elon Musk is doing for the United States of America, that is the perfect role for me. I have the skill set. I understand most of the ministries, and I can get that job done. I have forever said that when we get into government, those who have broken the public's trust and stolen public funds through all the machinations and contracts and overprice and everything else that they did, we will get that money back. And I said it. I will take the diamond earrings off their wives' ears. I said that. I said those words. That will continue to drive and guide me. We have $3 trillion that exists in other people's bank accounts. I would like to be the government minister that flies to Canada to sit down with Trudeau or whoever else is the president, the prime minister of Canada, and say, listen, one of our people stole our money and left it in Canada as 3 buildings in Scarborough. I'd like to sell them so Trinidad could get its money back. Thanks. I want to tell you, Panama, we want to go Panama and undo all them accounts. All them government ministers that end up owning whole mountain and cut them up and sell it to their in-laws to do property development projects. All of that belong to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. We want our money back. So if you're asking me how we get redress, vote for the UNC Coalition of Interest on April 28th, because besides all the other strong, powerful candidates, you'll be getting me. And Philip Edward Alexander will not stop fighting for people until we could never say again that poverty exists in Trinidad and Tobago. That must never be our case. We must never have malnourished children. People must have the same health care that those in the 1% get. Our schools must be the same. All schools must be prestige schools. All our children must have the same access to education and extracurricular. Jobs must be a reality for all, not sufferation, security guard, battle. And I know I'm not disrespecting security guards, but security guards know that that's not the perfect job for them. They want a better life. They're in risk and danger for small money. 50,000 people are security guards in this country. Working in a fast food environment, inhaling all that hot grease. It's not a good job. It's not healthy. Treating people like they don't matter, like we're just trying to get all we could out of them. Those things have to fix. We in the United National Congress Coalition of Interest are committed to creating 100,000 new jobs in Trinidad and Tobago. We are committed to securing the borders. We are committed to reining in the rapacious banks and end the fees and make sure that you get interest on your money. We will end the property tax. We will end the online tax. We will create alternative revenues of income that these jokers in the PNM can't even conceive of. Everything that comes out Stuart Young mouth, he thief from a PEP policy. They have no idea, no clue, and they're wasting our children's time. It is time for a better Trinidad and Tobago. And April 28th, we have an opportunity, all of us together, to stand together as one people under one flag and vote ourselves a better Trinidad and Tobago.
Fix it. We go fix it. PEP go fix it. No jobs, no safety, no water, no justice, no accountability, bad roads, corrupt politicians, no more. We're going and fix it. It's time.
By PEP, Progressive Empowerment Party. Save TNT, vote PEP.
Save TNT, vote PEP.
You've got bills to pay, and so do we. Let's go pay some bills on the street 919 FM.
10 years ago, we had hope. We had opportunity. We had a future we could believe in. But look at where we are now. Under the PNM, we've lost Petrotrin. We've lost over 60,000 jobs. $3 billion missing. And the worst loss of all, more than 5,000 loved ones.